First time I met Ted Bundy, he was on death row already. During the first meeting, he said, "Why should I talk to you and not somebody else?" And I said, "Because I'm here to learn." And he said, "Would you kill me?" And this is the first time I met him. And I said, "Well, I wouldn't take a whole lot of satisfaction in it, but if it was my job, and you're asking me if I'd pull the switch," I said, "I'd think of all those girls." And so, yeah, I'd do it.
A person of this type chooses his victim for a reason. Possession, control, violence.
Murder, leaving a person of this type hungry, unfulfilled, would also leave him with the obviously irrational belief that the next time he did it, he would be fulfilled.
The thing that's most interesting to me about Bundy was how he got away with it for so long and how everyone thought he was just a wonderful guy.
Take care of yourself, young man.
Thank you.
You're a bright young man. If you'd have made a good lawyer, I'd love to have you practice in front of me, but you went another way, partner.
John couldn't talk about what Ted confessed until Ted died.
He looked at me and he grabbed my tape recorder and kind of held it close to himself and closed his eyes, and off we went.
I'm not an animal, I'm not crazy, I'm on the split personality. I mean, I'm just a normal individual.
Welcome back to Tyler Medeiros TV. If you've been following my last meals playlist, you might remember my deep dive into the chilling case of Ted Bundy. Today, we're going even deeper. We'll be listening to his real confession tapes, his own words revealing the darkness within. But that's not all. For the first time ever, we'll hear from the survivors who faced him and lived to tell their stories. Plus, I have a chilling account from Bundy's defense lawyer named John, who had a haunting encounter with him right before his Miami trial. Ted Bundy is one of the most notorious serial killers in American history. Known for his charm and intelligence, he lured victims with ease. But behind that facade was a monster. If you enjoy videos like this, make sure you subscribe for more. Bundy's words are haunting, revealing the psyche of a man who could so easily take lives while remaining undetected. As we listen, pay close attention to the manipulation and the rationalization in his voice. It's hard to fathom how someone could compartmentalize such horrific actions. He speaks with a chilling calmness, which only adds to the horror.
A briefcase and some crutches, and a young woman walked down. I saw her round the north end of the block into the alley and asked her to help me carry the briefcase. When I reached the car, I knocked her unconscious with the crowbar, and I handcuffed her and drove away. Well, no, she was unconscious, but she was very much alive. Then I again knocked her unconscious and strangled her.
Now let's shift our focus to the brave survivors. They've carried these experiences with them for years, and today, you hear their stories. In their very own words, these survivors recount the moments of terror and the incredible strength it took to escape Bundy's grasp. Their stories remind us of the resilience of the human spirit.
I absolutely loved to dance, and I liked the dance community that Florida State University had. I lived in a dorm for the first semester, and that's where I met my friend Nancy Young. We chose a duplex where I could have my half of the house, and then she had her half of the house. The separate entrance. It was just a perfect little house.
Thomas, Nancy Young, and myself, we lived together back in 1978.
The night of the attack, we had returned from the Christmas holidays, and I had a date that evening. I drove and met my date at his apartment, and then we went to Big Daddy's, which was the big popular dance club.
Cheryl had a first date that night.
And I remember when we came back, and my date said, "Why don't you just stay the night instead of driving home?" But I only lived a couple of blocks away. So I said, "No, I'll just drive home," and I was tired anyhow.
Nancy and I got home around 2 a.m. Cheryl's light was out.
I know exactly what I did when I got home. I made a peanut butter and honey open face sandwich turned on my TV for a minute, had that, and then I went to bed.
That night, a very loud noise woke me up.
And it went silent.
And now, let's dive into John's chilling encounter with Bundy the day before his Miami trial. In a moment that would haunt him forever, Bundy confessed to killing over 100 people, including a young boy during a game in the woods. Bundy's revelations didn't stop there. He also chillingly mentioned knowing about John's girlfriend's death, adding another layer of terror to their meeting. Can you imagine the weight of hearing such horrific details? Yet being bound by attorney-client privilege to keep them a secret? Bundy's revelations didn't stop there. He also chillingly mentioned knowing about John's girlfriend's death, adding another layer of terror to their meeting.
I went to visit him at the Dade County Jail.
And he was lying on the cell floor and he was crying and he was very upset. And that's when he looked at me from the floor with tears in his eyes and said, John, I really want to be a good person, I'm just not. The only person he told was that the first person he killed was a young boy. I didn't go into a lot of detail because I didn't need to or want to. Ted told me in that interview that he killed over 100 people.
And then he told me he'd been active in the Northeast, Idaho, and for the first time, California. I think he was purging himself, and I think for a brief period of time, that small part of him that recognized that he was evil came out.
That was the time when I felt most like I don't want to be here. I'm not sure I even want to be a defense lawyer. And also it was in that conversation where he told me that he knew about the death of my girlfriend. The first time I'd heard that from Ted. So that obviously upset me greatly. I remember holding the jail cell, not facing Ted, and I was going, you know, what the hell are you doing here? You know, why are you helping this disgusting person? I have to believe that Ted had nothing to do with Deborah's death. I have to believe that, because I could never forgive myself if he did.
It's crucial to amplify these voices because each survivor's story is a testament to courage and survival in the face of unimaginable fear. And John's experience highlights the profound psychological toll of being so close to pure evil. If you or someone you know has been affected by violence, it's vital to reach out for help. There are resources available, and you're not alone. Thank you for joining me on this deep dive into the chilling reality of Ted Bundy. Make sure to check out my Last Meals playlist for more insight into this case and others like it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more content. Stay safe, and I'll see you in my next video.